Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
We continue our team coverage of the Juneteenth March in downtown Fargo that wrapped up just minutes ago. Hundreds of people came together at Island Park, then hit the streets and went to Fargo City Hall, shutting down traffic in some spots. The Valley News team's Joshua Peguero was with the group all morning, and he joins us live. Joshua, what happened out there this morning?
Jordan, so they met here at Island Park at around 9 in the morning. When we got here, the crowd slowly started growing. Mayor Tim Mahoney was out here with a proclamation marking it to celebrate Juneteenth. If many don't know, that's when slavery ended, or when slaves were freed in 1865. And then things got started. I mean, one of the organizers, Wes, went on stage and they just started talking that they were upset at the fact that an emergency proclamation was issued. Our photographers here going to some of the police officers congregating with organizers, but it was peaceful all around. People marched. They marched to City Hall. They were there chanting "No justice, no peace." There were other chants as well about racial equality, and not only within government, but also as well as within businesses. And it was a peaceful crowd. A few streets were closed off due to people being on the street and marching on the street, but it was peaceful all around. I mean, as you can see, there are officers here. Some organizers are here as well, but most of the crowd has already left and dissipated. But we're going to have more on the events, including some of the things that were said early on with the mayor being booed off stage. And we're going to bring that to you live. Excuse me, not live. We're going to bring it to you at 5, 5:30, and 6. So I'm going to send it right back to you in the studio, reporting live. Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
All right, Joshua, thank you very much for following this all morning for us. A Juneteenth March is also underway in Grand Forks right now. It starts at Central High School. People are expected to march throughout the city with stops at UND, the police department, and then back to Central High School. The Facebook event says this march is in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement and to make Juneteenth a federally recognized holiday. And today, Senator Tina Smith of Minnesota and some of her colleagues announced they will introduce legislation to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is also calling on state legislators to pass a bill to make Juneteenth a statewide holiday. And we'll have more on the significance of today a little later in our newscast. The Minnesota Twins are removing a statue of a former owner, Calvin Griffith, over racist comments he made in 1978. The Twins say they originally put the statue of Griffith in the ballpark because he was responsible for getting the franchise to Minnesota in 1961. But now the Twins say they can't ignore the racist comments he made in Waseca in Minnesota in 1978. The team apologizes for failing to recognize how the statue caused pain. Taking that live look outside on this Friday afternoon, well, it's looking pretty nice out there, and it feels much nicer out there. That is, if you aren't a big fan of those high heat temperatures. But let's get a check of what we can expect for the rest of our forecast with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Well, if you love this, you're going to love the rest of the day, too. We've got some great conditions. As we are looking toward downtown, you can see a little shade here going on because we have some clouds overhead that are passing by, and then the sun shining through there. A little bit of a breeze, but not bad. And we're looking at temperatures. Check this out. We are in the 50s still in Devil's Lake, 59 degrees there. It's 67 in Fargo, 65 in Grand Forks, and Fergus Falls and Bemidji, both in the low 60s with some variable cloudiness. I mentioned the wind. We do have some winds that are into the 20s and teens here this afternoon. Augusta 22 in Grand Forks, Jamestown 22. The wind on average out of the west or west northwest here as we head into the day today. So looking at some winds that aren't too bad. In fact, just kind of typical North Dakota day now. And you can see that there are a few more clouds up in northwestern parts of Minnesota, but some fair weather cumulus have been popping up here as we headed into the afternoon today. And there's a chance for some storms. Yes, of course, we are never done with that in the summertime, and it's returning on Saturday. Some of them may be strong to severe. So we're going to talk about that coming up here in just a few minutes.
Always something to watch out for. Thank you, Lisa. We have new information on COVID-19 in the area. The state of Minnesota is reporting 17 new deaths from the virus, bringing the death toll to 1,361. Of those deaths, 1,077 happened in a long-term care facility. 362 new cases are reported, bringing the active case count to 2,961. 27,709 people are listed as recovered. One more person died in North Dakota from COVID-19, bringing the death toll there to 76. The newest death was a woman in her 90s from Cass County with underlying health conditions. The state is reporting 33 new cases, bringing the active cases to 310. 2,840 people are listed as recovered. Police confirm that a body found in a car submerged in the Missouri River in Bismarck is that of a missing man. Police searched near the Fox Island boat ramp yesterday for the vehicle. The dive team located an object in the river that was determined to be a car. After that car was removed from the river, police discovered Bradley Agard's body inside. Agard was reported missing earlier this week. The Burleigh County coroner has ordered an autopsy and the case remains under investigation. The arena in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where President Donald Trump will hold a rally tomorrow, is demanding his campaign provide a plan to ensure that attendees will be safe from the coronavirus. As Paula Reed reports, the rally will celebrate recovery from a pandemic that's still hitting hard in that state.
We're going to be in Oklahoma, and it's a crowd like I guess nobody's seen before.
Sitting alongside Oklahoma's governor at the White House Thursday, President Trump promoted his upcoming rally.
One of the reasons we chose your state, as you know, Kevin, was that you've done so well with the COVID. You've handled it incredibly well.
But the city's health department executive director has recommended postponing the event.
Let me be clear. Anyone planning to attend a large-scale gathering will face an increased risk of becoming infected with COVID-19.
The Trump campaign will be handing out masks, but they will be optional. Temperatures will be checked upon arrival, and hand sanitizing stations will be offered around the building, but the event does not include any social distancing measures. Senior Trump campaign official Mark Lauder has advised those at high risk not to come. The Trump campaign recognizes the risk, as it is requiring anyone who requests tickets to sign a waiver agreeing not to sue if they get COVID-19. The White House is also contending with risks posed by an explosive new memoir by former National Security Advisor John Bolton. On Thursday, President Trump tweeted attacking Bolton as a wacko.
I don't think he's fit for office. I don't think he has the competence to carry out the job.
The president has a history of hiring top officials and then, when they speak out against him, calling them liars and disparaging them as dumb as a rock, overrated, or sloppy. CBS News asked the president about his vetting process.
Why do you keep hiring people that you believe are wackos and liars?
The president did not answer that last question. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo released his response to Bolton's book titled, "I Was in the Room Too." Pompeo blasted Bolton for, quote, spreading lies and half-truths, calling Bolton a traitor who damaged America. In our consumer alert this afternoon, the makers of the breakfast porridge cream of wheat is conducting an immediate review of the brand's packaging. B&G Foods of New Jersey said it doesn't want to inadvertently contribute to systemic racism and that it would review the design, which prominently features a smiling black chef. The move comes on the heels of Quaker Oats announcing it's doing away with their brand name Aunt Jemima, and Mars Inc. saying the company's Uncle Ben's Rice would be changing its name as well. Coming up here at noon, it's the reason a march was held today in Fargo, and that's Juneteenth. We take a deeper look at the historical meaning and how it's celebrated around the country. But next, Elisa Green is in with everything you need to know for your Friday and weekend forecast.